Hello, 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 hello. I'm back. Oh, how y'all doing? Actually, you know what? I'm not sorry for the hiatus because I would be sorry for the shit content and podcasts that I would have put out if I had to force myself to record during those last few weeks. Even doing this now, I'm kind of feeling it in my soul. I don't know if it's fully here, so this one might not be great either, but we are going to deep dive what the fuck's been going on, because I don't know about you, but them planets these last few weeks, and you can sit there and say it's not real. Collectively, we have been going through it, and it's meant to be our hot girl summer. I have not felt automatic, supersonic, hypnotic, funky, fresh this whole summer. Like, I think from the start of the summer till now, 5 days, I've probably felt, yeah. We at the hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. But right now, we're in the pits, baby, and it needs to go up. So anyway, without further ado, I am your host, HannaGh, and you are listening to the Chaotic Aquarius podcast. So where do we start? Do we start with the part of losing my voice and having to do a lot of work content? Do we start with a motorbike crashed into my car? Do we start with name an ex they have text during this Mercury Retrograde they have come back? I've had 75 mental breakdowns, 29 midlife crisis, was nearly going to sell every article of my being and just move to Peru. It's been a lot. And you know what I will say is, I know collectively, I know like the girls and me have all been feeling like this, but thank God when I was having my spiral, Orla or like Katie wouldn't have a spiral on the same day. Like we all rotated our spirals, because I might have had like a full on mental breakdown, crash out Monday. Orla would have been Tuesday, Kate might have been Wednesday, Frankie might have been the Friday. Like we all rotated our spiraling, and I do appreciate that, because when one of us spiral, we're all probably going to spiral, but if we're all doing it on the same day, we can't do it. We can't be doing it. So the last time we spoke, I was chatting about how you need to be authentically you, and when you do that, the right people come to you and the wrong people will leave. I do still immensely agree with that. I think the more authentically yourself you are, you're just weeding out the bad eggs. After that, my podcast turned 1 year old. 1 year old, this baby is. She's one. I honestly didn't think I'd get to one. There was a few moments last year. Well, I've just stopped now for the last 6 weeks. I've started the second year really well, haven't I? Started, you mean, to go on. But I really didn't think I was going to get a year of podcasting, only because when I realised how difficult it was to constantly think of new material, but I also was very aware of not having everyone on my podcast, because this is my baby and I'm all about energy. I'm all about that. The editing and the time it takes, I really didn't think I would get to a year. So I'm really proud of that. I really hope by this time next year we're even further along again. Who knows? We'll see. Hopefully I can stick it out. But it's my open journal now. I've changed my outlook on this. I'm just doing this because I actually think the more I speak and I get it off my chest, the less meltdowns and the less crash outs I'm going to have of friends and family. So I'm saving everyone a headache by talking into this mic. That's probably why the last 6 weeks I've been having so many crash outs to everyone else, because I haven't been speaking into this mic. But every time I went to record, my body was telling me, put the mic away. Put the mic away. I just had nothing to say. Because it's funny, there was so much happening, but there was also nothing happening. There was so much going on that I couldn't even keep up with it myself. I can't keep up with it. I can't keep up with myself sometimes. I tell myself, oh no, take a rest. Don't do too much. Don't bite off more than you can chew. And next thing I'm having a 3-course meal and I'm here, there and everywhere and I'm overbooking myself. I do it every time. Then I wonder why my body's screaming out for a rest. You tick cunt. But anyway, my podcast turned 1. I've been to 2 festivals in those 6 weeks. I've had about 4 exes circle back. I've had 29 mental breakdowns. I've had 1 open day. I've had multiple content days at Modern House. I'm now trying to sell homes, I think, for a living. I don't know. I don't know. I've also may or may not have met my future husband's mother. I don't know where to begin. I actually don't know where to begin. Let's start off with Beyond the Pale, will we? Because as we know, last year at Beyond the Pale, I had such an amazing experience. I met lovely people. I did kind of meet someone that I was seeing for a while. Mm, that went well. But I think also Beyond the Pale last year was like my first proper camping festival, and it was my first experience, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I didn't realise how much this material girl loved to live off the land at a festival. So this year we glamped. I know, what a contradiction that was, isn't it? What a contradiction that sentence was. I didn't know how much I loved living off the land. So this year I glamped. Anyway, but yeah, this year we glamped because I got a free ticket thanks to Maria, the Queen herself. And I said, you know what? Since I got a free ticket, I got to sell my ticket. It's basically a free ticket, which means free money, which means glamping's free. Would I glamp again? Yes. Would I pay the price of glamping for all together now this year? No. Because where do they think they're going? €1,500 for glamping? An extortion. But anyway, Beyond the Pale this year, I'm pretty sure it was a full moon or like a new moon that weekend. It was a very heavy weekend. Wow, we were all at each other's throats all weekend, I have to say. It was a lot with a lot of emotions, a lot of tension. Ran into said guy that I met last year, hadn't seen him since it all finished. So ran into him, his whole family. That was brilliant. That was really, really, I really loved that actually, to be honest. But what I will say, I was looking fantabulous. So it was actually grand. I've never felt better about myself that weekend. Hair was looking good, body was tea, face was tea, everything was tea. So a win is a win. A win is a win. Did say hello, was the bigger person. To then leave Beyond the Pale, had no voice. I had no voice. I lose my voice every time I come back from a festival anyway, but like this point, like it was gone. And I also had to do work content like the Thursday, I think, or the Wednesday, and record a load of videos, like a load of ads. And I had no voice to do that. I had no voice to do that. So that was tough because everything was just on a back burner, I just was just behind on stuff. I was behind on content. I was behind on my podcast. I was behind on life. I was behind on everything. And I started to spiral. And then I decided to close that chapter with said guy. And I was like, you know what? Let's have our final conversation and just leave this here. Because I actually think I need an apology. That man thought he didn't need to give me an apology. Well, did he get a little... You got a piece of my mind that day. And I said, just because you've told everyone in your family and your friend circle and all of your therapists that you know what you done to me was bad, doesn't mean you're in the clear. Maybe give the apology that you're giving to them to me. And I did get the apology. Now, I mean, I shouldn't have to beg for an apology, but you should also kind of know that maybe an apology was needed. But anyway, went beyond the pale, had that chat, done that closure. I was like, grand. We are going into this retrograde, not bringing any baggage from the past into it, because I knew the retrograde was going to be like, it was going to be heavy. A lot of emotion was going to come up. But anyway, go into this retrograde. Also chaos. Family life is chaos at the moment. Family life has been a bit crazy, and to the point where, do you know when like your environment is so hectic that you can't do anything. You can't, it doesn't matter how much you try to ground yourself or try to can't, it's just chaos. And I felt like I was going home to chaos. I was leaving, I was going to work in chaos. Friends, everything was chaos. There was just constant chaos. And I was like, I can't begin to even self-regulate myself right now. I decided to drive to my friend's Orla's to get away from the madness because she lives in the countryside. So I was like, drive to her, see her and Leah, chill out. And as I'm driving, a motorbike crashes into my car. Into Stella, which I only bought in February. And when it happened, I was like, he didn't fall off the bike. Nothing bad happened. He was fine. I was fine, but my car wasn't fine. Stella got it in the fucking neck. God love her. And it was like, do you ever just, when something happens, you're just so like, I actually don't even care. It happened, and I was like, it's all fixable. Now he held his hands up and he owned it, and he admitted that he was wrong. He was overtaken. He was speeding the whole 9 yards. And he's lucky he's fine. I'm lucky I'm fine. We're all blessed. And the bigger picture is we're alive, but he's fixing it because thankfully his father-in-law actually owns a bodywork company. So, I mean, the fact that it happened and it also happened to someone who owns tech can get the car fixed anyway, you're laughing, you're grand. But I'm kind of dealing with that. Anthony, if you're listening to this, I will text you to double check on my car because it's still need to get that fixed. The bumper needs to be ordered and offer. So I was going. Also, sorry, in the midst of all this, I was actually going to Orla's because my family crisis is chaos at the moment. Also, guy that I had closure with circled back and decided to pop back into my life mid Mercury Retrograde and was like, oh my God, you were so right about that person. What the hell? Maybe they were trying to sabotage. And I was like, don't, please. I can't hold space for you anymore. I had a 2-minute conversation and I was like, I'm parking this. Have a nice life. I'm not doing this. Because I do think the universe is trying to test you. There's a magpie. I do think the universe is trying to test you, and it's like, you said you had closure. Let's bring them back and see if there was closure. I was already spiraling then. Then Anthony crashes into my car. Then I get to Orla's and I'm like, I'm really just, I'm tapped out. Like, I'm tapped out. And I remember looking at her and was like bursting into tears, but like laughing while I was crying because I was like, I actually, I don't know where to go from here. Like, I don't know where to go from here. Like, I had a backlog of things. The podcast hadn't been recording in like 4 weeks now at this stage. Work was up in the air. My mental health was up in the air. My car had just been crashed into. My love life in the bin. Like, everything was just carnage to the point where I was like, I actually don't even know what I'm doing anymore. What's the point? I was like, what is actually the point? And I was like, oh my God, like, you actually haven't gotten a minute. And I was like, not a fucking minute have I gotten. And I know now, saying this out loud, you're probably thinking that's actually not a lot, but like, I'm literally scratching the surface as to what was going on. Because again, if I was to fully dissect the last 6 weeks and as to why you have not got a podcast episode, you'd be like, how have you not checked yourself into St. Pat's for mental health issues? I don't know. But we're here and we're thriving. Are we thriving or are we surviving? Probably both at this stage. It's grand. We get on with. Then I went to a kids festival, Kaleidoscope, with Chelsea and Roman, and my sister came down as well with Harlow and her fella, and Harlow brought his friend. And oh my God, that kids festival, best time of my life. Best time of my life. But you know what I did do at the kids festival? And I'm not proud of it. I'm really not proud of it because you have lows, right? There's lows and then there's lows. I was low. I was low. Kids festival. So again, me and Chelsea were like, feck it, well, we just glamp because girl math, the ticket was free. So that means it's free money. So if I spend the money on glamping, the glamping's free. Girl math. So we get the glamping. Friday night, Natasha Bedingfield's on. We're having a ball. We're singing all of her songs. Rowan's having a ball. I'm having a ball. We're all just having a really, really lovely time. We get back to the tent. Me and Chelsea are having a few glasses of wine outside it, sitting there in our camp chair. Our neighbour comes over because they have a 5-year-old too. The two boys are playing. We're chatting to them. We're drinking our wine. They have the right idea. They go to bed at about 1 o'clock. Me and Chelsea, no. We finished all the red wine. Then we started drinking the white wine. Then we went back onto the vodka cans, which why we went in that order, I don't know. I stood up to go to the toilet and I got sick. Kids festival. Glamping. Purple puke all over the place. I'm sitting there going, now I'm gone, like I'm woo, like I can barely say my name, like I'm plastered. Kids festival. I'm mortified for myself. Like, how I didn't get thrown out of this kids festival is beyond me. Anyway, I get up, I get into the tent, and Chelsea's like, are you okay? And I was like, no, Chelsea, I'm just so drunk. What do I do with myself? I'm so drunk. And I'm spiraling now. I go to get sick again. Roman is like, he's on his 7th dream. He's not a bother to the child, asleep in his little shark sleeping bag fine. So Rowan's grand. I get sick into a bag in the tent. That's grand. The bag goes outside the tent. I wake up, makeup is still on, big black eyes. I look like something out of the Goonies. I look in outside the tent. There's purple sick everywhere. Now, bearing in mind, because it is a kids' festival, everyone is up and out early. So it's like 8 o'clock in the morning. People have had their breakfast. They've went on their walks. The kids are playing. There's puke outside my tent. Pink puke outside my tent. So I'm sitting there going, honey, you have to get outside and clean that because you're at a fucking kids festival. You're like, you don't even own a child. You don't even own one. Like, you don't own a child. You're at a kids festival. You're sick everywhere. So I get outside. I'm trying to clean it up with like plastic bags and tissues and baby wipes, and I clean it up and I get in water and I'm putting the water around. I clean it all up and I'm sitting there going, I hope none of my neighbours know. They definitely knew. They knew. They knew, like me and Chelsea were singing Give You On, you know, like Heartbreak Anniversary. You know the song he sings with the red wine? We were going around singing that. Like, if you want to see the video, it's on my TikTok. I actually do a whole like flashback moment because I was taking videos when drunk. So if you want to see that, my TikTok handle is HannaGh with a G. Go look at it because it's quite funny. Then the whole weekend I was just hungover. So naturally when you're hungover, what you do, you drink more drink. And by the end of that weekend, I had the best time ever. I get back from Kaleidoscope and I'm like, no, I have to start recording my podcast again. I have to take new pictures as well. And what happened? No voice again. No voice again. So I know Altogether Now is coming up, so I'm going to pre-record because I'm not, like, I know for a fact I'm going to come back and I'm going to either have a cold, a cough, no voice. I'm probably going to break out in a lot of spots and I'm not going to feel good in myself to record. So I just need to preempt that. I need to pre-record. Like, stop kidding yourself, honey. You're doing this a year. Like, I'm my own worst enemy at times, I'm telling you. But anyway, I'm drinking one of these Jimmy iced coffees. They're actually lovely because it's like 5:30. There's no coffee shop around me opened. Probably shouldn't be drinking coffee at this time, but I have a long evening ahead to edit this and a lot of other stuff to do. But anyway, where was I? I need to take new pictures for my podcast because another reason why I think I haven't been putting out as much content. And if you follow my Instagram, you can see that I'm rebranding like aesthetically how it looks because it was quite dark. It was quite like moody and like, I don't know, like that was what HannaGh was a year ago. We're always changing. Like, you know, you're never the same person you were yesterday and you are tomorrow. Like everyone's changing. So like I knew the image would have to be changed at some stage. I didn't know I was going to go back blonde. So when I keep uploading a new podcast, it's uploading with like the old image of like my dark hair. And I think as well, it's like that's throwing me. We got new pictures. So if you want to see them, they'll be over on the Instagram too. But I think because Mercury Retrograde, every week, someone from my past was like revisiting. I not kid you not, 4 exes. 4 men from the past revisited me to circle back. And I was like, I'm not playing this game. I'm not playing it. Because I need to learn these lessons. I'm not playing this game. And then I obviously 2 festivals, no voice, family chaos, life chaos. The car crash, it was all just happening. My life was actually a big one big car crash. I was only in Orla's there today because I was up doing modern house stuff. If you don't know, I'm the face of a modular and timber frame house company, Modern House Ireland. So if you want a house or a modular, get on to me. So I was up doing stuff with them and I was chatting to Orla and Orla was like, I think like everyone is in the pits from this Mercury retrograde. I'm honestly just trying to survive. And then it's weird because I was trying to explain to her this feeling that I have. I feel like it's not that like I'm stuck in the mud or that I'm kind of like waiting and the world's passing me by. I do think the world is passing me by at like a rapid speed lately to the point where I'm kind of like, shit, how have I done enough? Because you panic when you see time go by and you reflect on what you've done. Have you done enough? Are you doing enough? Am I putting enough out there? Am I doing enough career wise? And I knew I wasn't pouring into this. But if I don't feel like I can give you what I need to give you or articulate what I want to say, there's no point in me just pressing record and seeing what happens because I did need those few weeks to like actually just pour into me and like realign myself because I've just been so unaligned. I still think I'm still really unaligned. I think the alignment is coming. Like if anyone got hold of the voice notes I was sending Katie or Orla, I'd literally be in a straitjacket. Like, you need help. Like, you actually need help. This Mercury retrograde was really, really tough. And I think because I wanted to like pour into this and I had so many things planned and then every time I went to do something, someone else from my past would come back into my life. A lesson would come back up. I'd have a mental breakdown. I'd fight with a family member. Yada, yada, yada. You know, it was just one thing after another. I was also recently up in Belfast visiting my friend Nadine. As we know, I love the north. I love the north of Ireland. I love Belfast. I would love to live in Belfast one day. I really would. I'd love to live up the north. I think for a stint of my life, I have such a calling up there. I love it. Something about it. And it just re-energizes me. So I went up actually for the 12th of July. It's the big like Protestant march, like the Orange Order for the Battle of the Boyne. This battle that they won years and years and years ago. And every 12th of July, you know, they have their march. They do like a reenactment of the Battle of the Boyne. It's just like a national holiday for them. But over the years, it's diluted in what it is. So like the actual history of the 12th of July has gotten diluted each year, in my opinion. It's kind of like another reason for people to be racist, in my opinion. Not everyone that celebrates the 12th of July is a racist. That's not what I'm saying, because there is some lovely Protestants out there, but there is some like really hardcore loyalists that use the 12th of July to, be racist, to burn tricolours, to burn like the mosques, to burn any other type of flag that they want to burn. It's just they use it as a reason to be racist, and I don't agree with that. I just wanted to go down to witness it for myself, because obviously being from the south, we obviously hear one thing and we hear one narrative, but you don't know it until you actually visually see it. So we went down, and it was just really insightful to see, because it's crazy seeing like these little kids running around and just being so racist, and it's just inbred into them from a young age. And then on the other hand, there's a whole different like generation of people that like the 12th of July is all they have. They're constantly like practicing in their bands, and they're practicing the music, and they're not being racist about it at all. So you've two sides of the coin, which like is sad, because I can understand why you have a 12th of July, and that's something that's in your history. It's in your culture. That's fine. But then when it's used from a racist point of view, you're losing so many people supporting it. Do you get what I mean? It was interesting going down and seeing it. It was hard to like bite my tongue when you were like openly seeing people be racist. But again, I'm one person versus millions. Like some of the bonfires I was at, and like people are flying from England over to see this, and I was like, this is insane. Like burning a tricolour. Like imagine us burning the Union Jack. Like we just wouldn't get away with that. It's just like, why can you get away with burning a tricolour? Doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, also every time I go down to Nadine's the last while, I don't know if someone can tell me the spiritual meaning behind this, but every time I've gone down to Nadine's, we'll be driving. We keep seeing dogs like that get out, like lost dogs. And Nadine is like such a dog lover. Like I am an animal lover, but Nadine is like a diehard dog lover. We've rescued, but I haven't. Nadine has rescued 3 dogs in the last 3 times that I've been up there. So the first time, I know she didn't rescue that dog. I tell a lie. She rescued 2 technically. The first time we went up, we were driving to her nana's to go meet her nana, and there was like a little Pomeranian that got out, and Nadine drove the length and breadth of Twinbrook trying to get this dog. Then the dog had like went up a lane and we couldn't get it. Now she got a picture of the dog and she put it up on the Belfast community page, like missing dog, like keep an eye out. And the second time we were driving in to go get breakfast, and there was like loads of traffic, and we're like, what's the traffic? Realised it was a dog, but it was a dog on the dual carriageway trying to get everyone's attention to like slow down, because obviously like this dog was like running around. So Nadine decides to jump out of her car while the car is still driving, by the way. She jumps out of the car. I'm like, right, put the car in park, put the hazards on. She's running around this dual carriageway, running around, gets the dog, catches the dog, lifts it, gets it into the car, into the back car, and obviously the dog's afraid. The dog's like shitting and pissing and all because he's so afraid. God love it. So we bring the dog to the vet, and I thought Nadine knew, but she was like, oh my God, smell of shit. And I was like, yeah, like it's all over you. She looked shit all over her because the dog had fucking shit. And I was up in Nadine's for a week, and I go, I swear to God, if we have to rescue another dog, Nadine, I'm done. Like I can't. I need to know the meaning behind why there's always dogs running all the time, every time we're in the car. Because me, I have to put a spiritual meaning behind something like this. Nothing is a coincidence. Nothing. And you can think I'm crazy. Nothing is a coincidence. So we're in the car. What's it? Another dog running. I was like, oh my God. you couldn't write this. But it ended up getting through the gate and back over to the apartments. We think like it just gets out sometimes. But obviously, like, would love to know what the spiritual meaning is behind the dog. Like, why is there always a dog getting out every time I'm with Nadine? Like, every single time I'm with Nadine, there's a dog out missing. In my head, like, there has to be like a spiritual meaning or like a symbolic meaning behind that. So if you're listening to this and you know, let me know. Because I also don't want to Google it because then Gemini is going to give me the AI synopsis of it. And I don't want to use AI. I don't want to use it. But that's really like kind of where I've been at the last few weeks. I've been in the gutter, like in the gutter. And I think a lot of you have as well. I just have to laugh because if you go back to my episode starting this year off being like, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to go here, we're going to go there. I thought Year of the Snake was for shedding. And I thought Year of the Fire Horse was like meant to be like rejuvenating. It's been fucking hell. Like, it's been hell. It's been hell. It's been dire. No. I don't know where I'm coming around sometimes, but I'm back on my bullshit. I'm back on my fucking bullshit. I have missed podcasting, obviously, and I've missed like talking to you, and I've missed having this, you know, my little community. And thank you for everyone that's reached out being like, hey, like, are you done podcasting? And I'm like, no, 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 I'm coming back, I swear. Honestly, like, how do I expect anything to take off when I take hiatuses like this? I also, sorry, was in a music video the other day. Like, me? Who? What? Don't know. But yeah, so keep an eye out for that. That's hilarious. My friend Oisin Fleming, shout out to Oisin if he listens to this. I'm sure he will at some stage. He works in the film industry as well, and he has directed music videos for a lot of bands. But one band that he works with a lot is the Boxing Club, and they want to have a cover of a song for obviously when they go on tour. So that if you don't know the band, you can sing along to the song. It's just always good, I think, for a band to do a cover because it's a good way to get like new listeners in. Well, that's how I'd also get into a lot of bands is when I see someone do a cover and I'm like, oh, I love the sound of their voice, and then I end up listening to their new songs. So they're doing a cover and they want to do a music video for it. So Oisin was like, hey, like, will you be in this music video? And I was like, yeah, grand. The idea changed a few times and I'm sitting there going, I don't act. Like, I don't act. Like, what? And don't know what possessed Oisin to ask me, but sure, we went with it. When he asked me, I was severely hungover. I'd come back from Kaleidoscope and he got me at a really good time because I could have turned around and said no, or I could have turned around and said, oh yeah, let's do it for the plot. And because I was so severely hungover, I was like, let's do it for the plot. 2 weeks later, I'd done it for the plot. So as well, I've just been like caught up and doing a load of stuff at the moment that I haven't had time to open this laptop and record. Done the music video there last Saturday, and the other guy actually ended up being my friend Isaac. So that was hilarious because Isaac's like my brother, and me and him had to pretend to be in love. So when you see the music video, can you let me know if my acting skills are good and did it really well? Did my body language, did my eye contact, did I tell the story correctly? I don't know, like, let me know because I think it's hilarious. And will I go down that road? Who knows? You know, since doing the content for Modern House and obviously doing my podcast, I think for years, obviously from working like behind the camera, you kind of get this idea in your head, oh, I can't be in front of the camera. And then sometimes you do things, you're kind of like, oh, actually, maybe I can. So I don't know. Don't know. It was fun. I've done it. It's for the plot. Who knows where it'll take me? It might not take me anywhere. It could take me somewhere. Who knows? We'll have to just wait and see. But keep an eye out for that as well. Boxing Club. Also follow them on Instagram. Their songs are really good. The lead singer, voice like a fucking angel. I just wanted to have a quick check in to say I'm not dead. I am here. The podcast is still alive. We're surviving and thriving on the one sentence. And that's all we can do these days, isn't it? But I was severely unaligned there for a while and we're trying to get our alignment back up. And I also, do you know what? I want to pull a tarot card for the future of this podcast. Just the energy. What does the collective have to tell us? And I'll leave you with the Irish word as well of the podcast. So I actually, speaking of Isaac actually got me this deck. This is my little mini deck that I can bring away at me and stuff. So I'm just going to shuffle them really quickly. If you are listening to this on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts on, if you visually want to see me pull this tarot card, go over to my YouTube. So collective, pull a card for me and my listeners for the week ahead as we're closing Mercury Retrograde. I'm really bad at shuffling, by the way, but the collective, the energy a card will just jump out. So yeah, just one card. See? Oh, the universe is so funny. The universe is so funny. Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune. Okay? Yeah. Need I say more? Need I say more, guys? The Wheel of Fortune. Funny that the Wheel of Fortune, and I was talking about the guy from the Beyond the Pale from last year and this year and closing out that chapter, because if you know, you know, that's kind of hilarious. But also Wheel of Fortune, good things are coming. Good things are coming. And it was also upright. Like, so collectively, guys, there is fortune coming in for us. There is goodness coming into us. There are new beginnings, new possibilities, new energy. I can feel it coming in. Also, Wheel of Fortune can be interpreted that, like, yes, it is a great card, but it's also unpredictable. It's an also unpredictable card. As well as, like, there's goodness coming in. It's also karmic cycles, ending cycles, new things happening, destiny. It can also mean you just need to trust in the unpredictability. So you don't have to have everything planned out. You don't have to have the answer for everything. Yeah, I know, Hannah. I'm aware. Just trust that it's gonna land the way it needs to land, and the answers are gonna come to you. What needs to happen will happen. So that is the card of the week, guys. Wheel of Fortune. What are the odds of that to come out actually? And the Irish word of the week as well, which is funny because that card came out. And the Irish word of the week, so focal Gaelge than shocks and shut, not Elena, which is aligned, because I have not been aligned lately, and I need to put myself back on the track, and I need to be Elena. I need to be aligned. So Wheel of Fortune, Elena, wherever you get your podcasts on, please follow this. Whether it be Spotify, Apple, if you're on YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube, Instagram, follow the Instagram. I'm sorry I left you for the last 6 weeks. Can't guarantee that won't happen again, because I need to protect my peace and my mental health, and sometimes we just need to go recluse. Also, you don't need to have everything figured out right now. So don't try figure everything out in one day, because life is unpredictable. It's all coming in. It's all coming in. Harmony, abundance. I feel it in my waters, guys. I'm gonna leave you and love yous. Okay, grow more. I'll see you soon. Bye.